Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Tokyo Ghoul. And I loved this anime. I thought this anime was really good and it got a lot of hate for literally no reason. I can understand for the manga readers, it wasn't as good as the manga and the panels were so different compared to the frames in the anime, which makes sense. It didn't really live up to the hype or the expectation compared to the manga, but for me personally, I fucking loved it. So today is the day that we're going to be talking about the brutality of Tokyo Ghoul. From the anime and from the manga perspective. Now, I'm not going to sit here and go through each and every single fucking episode because we're going to be here a while. What I'm going to do instead is talk about the more serious and the more dramatic scenes when it came to the brutality of the show. There is a big ass spider in my room. Holy shit. We're also going to be talking about a few very specific characters that also bring the brutality into the show pretty well. And without them, it probably wouldn't even be the same. And to start everything off, I'm going to be talking about Kaneki. The main protagonist, Ken. That's his first name. That's what I'm going to be calling him in today's video. And if you're mad, well, fuck you. I'm a 17-year-old Irish boy, dude. Do I look like I know how to pronounce fucking anime protagonist names? Start everything off with Kaneki. Yeah, that's right. I said his name right. Hey! I thought his character in season 1 was the perfect introduction to an anime. It was kind of like a really fast-paced Eren Yeager type of a story. Instead of it being a whole situation while watching his mom getting eaten by a titan, though, it was kind of more of a, we gave you the lungs of your ex-girlfriend that you went one date on because she tried to eat you and now her organs are in your body. Moral of the story, don't go on e-dates. Don't go on e-dates, that's actually funny. Oh fuck, I'm hilarious. After this whole situation, after Kaneki wakes up in the hospital, he finds out that now he's half ghoul. Well, because that girl that he met, remember when she tried to eat him in the beginning? Yeah, that was because she was a ghoul. I don't know why a doctor would be like, oh, well, let's just take the organs from the dead person and put it into you, that's safe. But anyway, that was probably relevant to the story and I just didn't listen properly. After now Kaneki's whole situation, he figures out that he can't eat normal food without throwing it back up because he's a ghoul, he can only consume human flesh. This is where the first morale of brutality kick into the show really well, and it was scripted beautifully. He basically goes out, he sees a person, and he goes, my man Chow's down, dude, I can't even lie to you. He's a bit hesitant at the time to do it, but then after he does it, he realizes that this is something he needs to keep doing if he wants to survive as a ghoul. And this is where Kaneki starts to realize that he's really gonna have to man up if this is something that he has to live with. He's now realized that he has to overcome the fear of humanity, pretty much. Because in this universe, humans and ghouls don't go well together at all. They hate each other's guts, to say the absolute least. Kaneki hides this while he's in his human form to cover his eye with an eye patch. Kaneki then meets a few people who start to help him becoming a ghoul because they're also ghouls, and he's finally found a family that he can sit down with. Before very soon after being kidnapped by a bunch of people who are also ghouls, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, please. And he gets tortured. He gets tortured by a guy called Jason who wears a hockey mask, and I take it this is a reference for Friday the 13th Jason, which I liked a lot. Clever little foreshadowing there for you. I liked that a lot though. That was so good in the story, dude. What the fuck? And this torture scene is not afraid to go into detail, and I loved watching every single moment of it. The type of shots and the way the camera was moving, the way you saw his feet dancing up and down every time he was getting hurt, like the shackles moving around every 10 seconds. It was clever because for an anime, they made it feel as realistic as they possibly could. And as the torturing was very long and prolonged, it got better and better by every single second. Stuff like sticking a centipede into your ear, for an example, and you can literally see it crawling through your eyes, dude. That was, oh my god. These type of scenes are so important for the anime because it really does show that characters are going to change after this. You know that Kaneki is going to become such a badass after this. And to our surprise, he does. Dude gets white hair and painted nails somehow. I'm not gonna ask how that works, but it's flipping amazing. I remember watching the scene for the first time getting absolutely excited. It was amazing. It was so well done, so beautifully executed. Everything was perfect about it. Oh, by the way, I found this absolutely banger song on my phone. This is completely off topic, but you guys want to listen to it real quick? After the whole situation with Kaneki, he decides to join the people who were torturing him. Not Jason, because, well, spoiler alert, Jason's dead, but the other people who told Jason to torture him, pretty much. Which is another one of the characters' older brother, I believe, or younger brother, but they are siblings, one fighting on the good side, one fighting on the bad side. And Kaneki goes to join the bad side. He says one final goodbye to the people who he was with, and then he just leaves just like that. He does go back to see them, and then he gets into a fight with the chick. the other girl whose older brother is now with Kaneki. I'm not really going to pronounce their names because if you've seen Tokyo Ghoul, well, you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't, well, at least I'm not spoiling anything too important. Even if I am, you don't have a balls of a clue what I'm talking about anyway, so win-win. The brutality in the show just gets better and better, especially with fight scenes. This is one really important scene where Kaneki and his people go fight in this massive FBI type of agency building type of a thing. In this building, it's where the strongest of strongest ghouls are being kept. Like the top tier, like the S tier ghouls type of a thing. Kaneki then gets into a lot of fights in this area, and it's absolutely amazing how well they did it with the brutality and the gore and everything, even just in a simple fight scene. It looked amazing, it worked perfectly together, and it just fell apart so beautifully. It really does feel like you're there in that moment. Later on, a few seasons down the line, Kaneki realizes he's gonna have to fight a lot more people if he wants to stay a ghoul and keep his legacy as one. This includes killing his best friend who joined the police, I believe. I think it's like a police special force type of a thing. Well, his best mate joins that and they have to fight to the death. After they do, Kaneki feels bad, remembers that he's kind of a human still, and he carries his best mate's corpse to, well, the other police. And that scene was so important in my opinion. It really does show what separates humans from beasts to actual human beings. Kaneki then realizes just because he has this power doesn't mean he should go and do the things that he's been doing pretty much. He kind of regrets everything, and at the same time he wants to change his ways. Does he do this? Not exactly, but at the same time it's good that he was looking back on it, and it's good that he kept it fresh in his mind. The brutality overall throughout the show is absolutely amazing when it comes to blood and gore. Every time a ghoul has to eat a person, they're not afraid to tell you all the different types of sound effects that's going on. They're not afraid to animate it perfectly so you can see exactly what's going on, and they're definitely not afraid to go deep into detail in every single other aspect that I have not mentioned already. Another massive thing to mention with these ghouls is their mental state afterwards becoming a ghoul, obviously. Because a large number of the time, people are born ghouls in this universe. Kaneki, however, was not born a ghoul. As we know from the beginning, he had the organs of a ghoul put into his own body to keep him alive, and now he's also half ghoul, so he learns how to cope with it, and he does it in a very good way, but at the same time, he uses his power for the worst thing possible. But overall, throughout the story, I would give it a solid 9.5 out of 10. If you want to talk about serious brutality, not coming exactly from the anime, but more from the manga with the same story, the manga is a lot more brutal and they're not afraid to show it either. I understand with anime they do have to try to keep it as PG pretty much as possible so it looks more entertaining and it isn't so gory and so right in your face type of a thing. But I think they should have stuck to the manga a lot more. Give it that more psychotic look, you know, that more devious, mentally unstable type of physical look to it. And they do that so well in the manga, and it's so well done because it really does show you not the brutality so much physically but mentally and what it has to do with people's mental state of being a ghoul. Some of the panels in the manga will have you speechless, to say the absolute least. You will look at them and you will realize how seriously mentally crazy this effect has had on people, from turning them good into bad. If it is in the Kaneki type of situation where you're not exactly born a ghoul. Even still being born a ghoul, you still have to try to adjust into a world where there's different people who hate ghouls just being normal human beings. Get a lot of character backstory as well in Tokyo Ghoul from a lot of other side characters, such as this one guy who is a ghoul and his girlfriend is a normal person. Show one scene for an example where she allows herself to get bitten by the boyfriend so he can keep going, so he takes a massive chunk out of her neck with his teeth. And the brutality there was amazing. The way she didn't exactly react to it because she loves him so much and she doesn't want to show how much he's actually hurting her really does put you in the state of the situation compared from ghouls to humans. It really does show you why those two things would never ever be able to live with each other even if they tried. And with that being said, I'm done for the day. Thank you all so much for coming down to watch today's video. I love making second channel content. It's actually so much fun. I love talking about different types of animes and stuff like that without really needing to script them because, well, I've seen the anime for myself. I just love putting the videos into my own perspectives instead of looking more into the, well, you know, information side. I can just say what I know based from the anime because I've seen it for myself. It makes a video a lot more fun to make. It's a lot more over exaggerated and not scripted like I said earlier. So it's just so much fun to do this way, man. It's not like my main channel where everything has to be scripted and everything has to be said like this because I don't want to fuck up a point. Or here I'm just talking about anime so I can just say what I want, and if people don't like it, well then they don't like it. And if they do like it, well then they subscribe and then we grow. Come on, can we please hit like 200 subs on this channel? That would be sick as fuck. But all jokes aside, I really do appreciate you guys' support. The last video did absolutely amazing, so thank you all so much. And if you guys want to see more content from me, let me know in the comment section down below. Thank you all so much for coming down to watch today's video, and I will indeed see you guys in the next video. Alright guys, peace.